Show us how to transform a problem area in your lawn or garden into a beautiful garden bed is our very own Shirley Bovshow.
Yes, Shirley,
Yes.
and this must be a serious problem because she's taken off the pumps.
Yes.
And you've got into your worker shoes.
Well, not really.
What is a problem? When we talk about lawn problems, what are we discussing here?
Well, you know, we had a specific problem here. This area, which is the corner of the lawn, is an area that everybody would just, you can look at the picture here, patches, bare patches, people just kept traipsing through, cutting through it. So we had to keep reseeding, and then we have like 3 different lawns. You know what? It was just too much. It was not meant to be a lawn area.
So if people have this problem, what do we do?
Okay, give up the fight and make something beautiful like this, which really makes sense. You know, what we did a nice little makeover, but it also has a path.
All right, well, let's take a look at what you did earlier.
Okay, the most important thing is removing that lawn. And there's different types of lawns that require different types of removal, but we have an easy one. All we did was pickaxe and then just take it out. And then we cleaned and made a nice strong edge here between where the new garden bed is and the old grass is. And we put some edging, which you can find at the home improvement store. Really easy to do, but it's really important because you want to make sure to separate your lawn area from your garden area. You don't want that lawn creeping back in. Next is to break up the soil that's already left, and then we're going to be adding a little bit of weed fabric for where our walkway is going to be, and adding some amended soil with compost. This is rich soil that's going to be great and nutritious for the new flowers. Because remember, we're not going to have sod here anymore. We need to support plant life. Then we have a nice boulder that we put in the corner just to make sure that we can get around it, our hose guides. And then it's time to plant. First thing you do is just lay out your plants, make sure you like how they look before you commit to planting. And here we go. We started to make holes, and I discovered something, that there was a hard layer of soil underneath, and I couldn't make a big enough hole for my bougainvillea. So you can see here, I mounded up the garden bed and I put some landscape fabric around the edges to keep that soil from coming down. And so now we've got a layer of sand for our walkway. This helps us to level our path, and just a little bit more of that weed fabric so that we can keep our soil in place. Whenever we get to the mulch, that means that we're almost done, folks, because remember, when you plant, you don't want to leave bare soil. Keep it nice and covered.
That's wonderful. Did I see you planting a boulder?
Well, it seems like it. Okay, here's the thing. You know, you shouldn't just put a boulder on the lawn. You know what? It looks like a comet fell, you know, from the sky. Make it look really natural in your landscape. Dig it in about 1/3 of the bottom. Make sure it's rooted into the ground, and then just cover it, and it looks a lot nicer.
It does look beautiful like
and
that.
stabilizes.
Yeah.
So what else do we have to mulch it or put anything else?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I left a little bit bare here just so I can show you guys some of the elements. You see our fabric here is keeping this mound up.
And is that a weed barrier as well?
That's a weed barrier, so it's going to help us to keep the weeds down. It's going to keep moisture in the soil. But you know what? It also gives a very finished look to your garden. So let me give you a little ta-da.
There's your ta-da.
Out of the way.
Can I ask you real quick about the mulch?
Yes.
Is it just decorative?
Well, no, it's actually going to be very therapeutic for the soil. As it breaks down, it makes the soil a lot more nutritious. And not only that, but also keeps the weeds away, and it keeps the soil also at the right temperature.
Well, you mentioned also putting the sand down, and so it keeps it stable.
You don't want to just put stepping stones on your lawn or on a path without stabilizing with about 1 inch of sand. It keeps it in place, and then you can level it. It's really perfect.
Yeah, and again, you raised it up because
we had to raise it up because we only had this much soil to plant in, and a plant this deep.
So you couldn't go down, so you had to go up.
And you can do that at home too if you have really bad soil. Mound it, but make sure that it's secure and it doesn't, you know,
but
come
it
down.
looks beautiful, even with
Isn't that pretty?
Raised like that, and with the flat. When we have grass here, it's a
Isn't
beautiful.
that pretty?
And you know what's going to happen, and this is what's great, because you have this beautiful walkway, and now everybody's going to walk right through here.
Well, I want Christina to christen the walkway, would you?
Look at
Christen
that.
the
Oh, there she is. Christina!
In my flat.
Yay!
Flat.